pop-up, blackberries, watermelon, carrots, strawberries, blueberries, oranges, green beans, onions, and cucumbers. All in this space that used to be a big spot of sod grass, St. Augustine grass. So, as you can see, we will have a little food forest, harvest, garden to enjoy with our kids. Oh, I forgot the trees. We also have over this way avocado and peach. So how amazing is this space now? Okay, welcome back, Bright Beacons. I'm here with Jim from Food Forest Abundance, and he's here to tell us a little bit about some of the positive things and reasons that we should all be growing our own food right now.
Well, thank you, Jenny.
Absolutely.
I love what you've done back here.
Absolutely.
This is so
Amazing.
beautiful. And the amount of food that can come out of this area is phenomenal. And you've got a peach tree and an avocado tree in the back.
In the back.
When you combine the annuals and the perennials, and folks, this is what I want to convey this message, so profound message, that it's easier to grow food than it is to grow a lawn, especially when you do it using mostly perennial plants. Now, the difference between annuals and perennials is important. A perennial is something that you plant once and it lasts for 2 or more years. Most perennials, as you know, fruit trees and berry bushes, they'll last for generations. In fact, there's an olive tree in the Greek Isle of Crete that has been producing olives for more than 2,000 years.
Oh my goodness.
Can you imagine that seed?
That's so cool.
Planting a seed, and 2,000 years later, people are still eating from one act that might have taken less than a minute, right? That's just phenomenal.
Absolutely.
So, the solutions to all of the world's problems, the big ones, I'm talking about mass extinction and deforestation and tyranny of all kinds, tyranny of governmente and tyranny of cancer, tyranny of diabetes, tyranny of Alzheimer's, and all of these different things can be solved in a garden. And how specifically? Well, we have 40 million acres of lawn just in the US alone.
That's what blows my mind.
It's mind-boggling.
Because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
But then what are we obtaining?
Right.
You know what I mean? We maintain it, but then it doesn't truly deliver anything for us. You know, it
Right.
doesn't give us, other than the flowers.
Yeah.
I appreciate the flowers.
Me too.
But the actual grass, it's just there to look pruned and pretty.
Yes, it's a status symbol. The
Yes.
lawn started out as a status symbol over in Europe where the rulers of the day, and I'm not a believer that anybody should rule me, I can rule myself. Do we trust our rulers, our kings and queens throughout history who have been so separated from the people that there's a disconnect? They literally look at the people as their assets. They steal the energy, the currency of the people. And our job, and the only way to be free, is to be self-reliant.
Yes.
Or autopoietic, which means self-governance. So how do you start with that? Well, Henry Kissinger, back over 50 years ago, said if you want to control nations, you control oil. If you want to control people, you control what?
Food.
Food,
Yeah.
right? Well, that strategy has led to 6 major agribusinesses controlling almost all the world's food supply. And do we trust those businesses? Is our food supply better now than it was 40 or 50 years ago? It's horrible.
Exactly.
It's filled with poisons. It's all layers upon layers of strategy to control the asset, which is us,
Yeah.
which is our energy and our currency.
And gardening itself is healing.
There you go.
That's another piece of it, and that's another piece that inspired me to begin our food forest journey, was that just the act of gardening itself is healing and helps our energy, helps our vibration.
Yeah,
Right?
that's so absolutely right. There's been studies done with meditation and gardening, and they found that gardening, especially gardening while meditating, convening with God's plan with nature, is so healing. Like, I got the chills just even thinking about it, right? It is the most beneficial act. And the health of our spirit, to be inspired.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite words that you just used. To be in spirit, is that word is no accident. Inspired is a energy. It's a actual state of being.
Yes.
To be in spirit, or enthusiastic. When we're enthusiastic and inspired, we are following, I believe, God's plan.
Absolutely.
You know, of growth,
100%.
of energy.
And what about, you said the other day, slowing down?
To the
I
speed
love
of
that.
consciousness.
Yes.
That has been one of my most profound learnings just lately, that has helped raise my vibration to new levels. And as soon as I have the thought, slow down to the speed of consciousness, all of a sudden I can hear more.
Yes.
I can sense the beautiful breeze on my arm. I can see the clouds and feel the sunlight. And this is how we heal our bodies and our minds, our souls, by convening again with God's plan, with nature.
And you know what's interesting, before I even started this YouTube channel, I did a video of myself just on Facebook, taking a walk around the neighborhood, and I talked about just that. And then what was interesting is when I started to hone in on that feeling of absorbing the sound of the leaves rustling, the wind, the birds, the bugs, all of that, I started to notice others discussing similar things. So this is not an accident.
Right, it's so perfect.
This is not an accident. Most of us who are trying to heal from what has occurred in the world and realize that we're not at this alone. This is not something we do alone. This is also not an accident. All of this is very intentional, and we need to be very intentional with our time. We need to start being more intentional with our food. Hey, I'm guilty too. I do not eat perfectly. I am not a vegan, although I'm sure my body would like me to be. We need to start being more intentional with our energy, right?
Yeah.
With our time,
Yes.
doing things, going back to basics, to what matters. And that's going to bring us into a healing state, raise our vibration, raise our energy.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so there's an interesting paradox, and something I like to convey. If you look at this beautiful area behind us, right? That, in my opinion, is more beautiful than a monochromatic plant that provides yield, but the yield is beauty, and the yield is maybe ground cover and erosion control, right? Well, this provides, in my opinion, more beauty, plus ground cover and erosion control, and an abundance of food. Isn't that absolutely amazing?
Isn't Jim just amazing? Thank you once again for your time, Jim. I look forward to collaborating more with you and possibly even filming more together. If you need to speak with Jim or his team at Food Forest Abundance, please visit their website at foodforestabundance.com or call 651-329-2151 and they can certainly help you out. You can also subscribe to their YouTube channel, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel, Jenny Shine Bright. Like, share, and subscribe, and spread the word for others to do the same. Thank you so much, everyone. Shine bright, shine your light.